Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and today I'll be reviewing Bayonetta 2, which was released on the Nintendo Switch back in 2014 and was developed by Platinum Games. So, this is the sequel to the original Bayonetta, and the main story of this game is that the main character, Bayonetta, has to basically go to the underworld and basically save her friend whose spirit has been dragged down there by these things called demons, and along the way she meets several characters like this guy called Loki, who can turn to a squirrel and throw cards at his enemies, and also several like archangel, heavenly type characters, one of them being called Balder, if I remember that correctly. I think one of the characters is called Balder, if I remember that correctly. And you basically just beat up enemies by using demon combos and stuff like that. So I think this is an enjoyable game. I do actually quite enjoy this game. I think there are some good elements in this game. Like I do like the whole. I really like the main story, because like it puts you through like all these different areas. Like you might be in one location to the next, and then in another location or another part of the story you might be in a totally separate, different location that kind of connects to the previous location that you're at, and you basically beat up demons and also torture them in like big quotation marks, because in a lot of the levels it's basically a sort of beat 'em up sort of system in which you'll be in one part of the area and you'll be like beating up enemies, and then the next area you'll be beating up a lot of enemies. And the torture, again in big air quotes, elements, is that Bayonetta will take one enemy and put them on several devices, and then she'll just keep on hitting them with like the weapons and stuff like that, until they explode and die, and she collects like these rings that come out of them, which are like the main currency in the game. And yeah, also she can also bring out these giant demon boots from a demon called Madame Butterfly. I think that's one of the demons that she can command, and they can do like various things. Like for example, with Madame Butterfly, which Bayonetta can use, she can call upon it to like either hit enemies with her giant fist, or just completely hit them with her feet, which are like on boots or high heels, yeah. And also there's another one in which Bayonetta calls this giant dragon-like demon, and they basically eat like all the enemies that are in a specific area at once, and then they'll do like a ton of damage to those enemies. And now it's time for some gameplay. So the gameplay is quite interesting because you get to like fight these giant demon-looking monster things, and you can basically just do a lot of like cool combo stuff. So you can do like these kind of combos, and then you can also like just shoot your gun. With basically like your neutral attack, which is quite cool. And you have to basically just try and focus on how you play the game, and like learn like how to basically fight every single monster. And also there's a thing that you can do called Witch Time, which I don't think I'll be able to pull off, because like it's one of those moves that you have to do at just the right second, because Witch Time is basically a move where Bayonetta dodges a particular enemy, and you basically slow down time. So I'll try and pull it off. Nope. Enemies do hit hard depending on which one you're fighting. Oh god. And also, enemies have different have like health bars. Like they have like 3 different health bars, like with like blue, green, and I think yellow. Afterwards, I think those are like the 3 health bars that you can do. And yeah, and it does take a while to like get them down, because you do have to predict their moves, when they're gonna do, how they're gonna like do their patterns and just try and learn them. Yeah, and this one in particular hits like a truck. Yeah, because like this particular boss does hit a lot. Oh, and also after each level or chapter, you will be given like a trophy at the end of each level, depending on how good you did. So you might have like a bronze one, that being like, oh, you didn't really do that greatly. A gold one saying, oh, you did well. Then I think you have a platinum one saying like, oh, you didn't, you did really well. And yeah, and I think with the platinum ones, I think those are the ones that you have to try and like take the less damage or something. I'm not too sure. I haven't really gotten a lot of good trophies. It's only around like bronze or something. So yeah, and it's really challenging, because like these enemies can be hard. And also, I'm going to quickly show you the Oh, okay, that happened. I didn't know that you could do that. Okay. So these are the different chapters that you can do. And they're all like, oh, the critical like different chapters you can do, and each are basically just have different names. So you've got like V Grid, City of Deja Vu, the Lumen Stage, Inferno and its ruler, and then tons of different chapters. So let's go with the 2 meat and show you like a sort of level that explores stuff. So before each level, you can basically just do a sort of small combo type thing, which is quite cool, because you can basically just practice with good combos before each level begins, and it's quite cool.
Wait, who the fuck are you?
So yeah, I'm just going to quickly just go into the gameplay play. So unlike the level I showed you, with that one being like restricted to one just set piece at the beginning, this one basically just like, you know, you can basically go towards a certain thing and then you're greeted with a different enemy. And yeah, that's quite interesting, because like it's one of those sort of beat 'em up, sort of, you go to one enemy, you beat them up, go to the next area, and then you just beat the next enemy to the next location. So yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I do like a lot of stuff in this, because like, especially with the music, because the main battle theme for each fight that you go and do is Tomorrow's Mine, which is basically one of my favorite songs in the game. And I think like I think that Tomorrow's Mine suits all the battle stuff really well, and it's really interesting. And yeah, and I feel like that this game is a really cool, does it really well in the gameplay department. And also you can turn into animals as well, which I think is really cool. Yeah, and yeah, so that's been it for the gameplay. Now it's time to go back to the review. So the game is split up into chapters, kind of like how games like Mario does it, how those games start split up into like different levels that you can do, and you can basically, once you've beaten one, you go into the next area, and that's what Bayonetta does, but it's split into chapters. And the cutscenes are basically they're very different. You might see some cutscenes that are fully animated with people walking about, talking to each other, but then there'll be other ones when it's like something out of a book. You'll see pictures of people, and then you'll just hear them talking, and it'll move on to the next panel and stuff like that. And I guess the cutscenes are okay. Like, I think I kind of enjoyed them both. But I feel like I enjoy the animated cutscenes more because you get to see people walking and talking and interacting with the world, whereas with the picture book-esque cutscenes, it's just people just talking. They're not really moving, and I kind of wish all the cutscenes had that sort of element, with they're just walking, talking, interacting with the world, that sort of stuff. It would have been nice. And also, one of the game developers that helped out with developing Bayonetta 2 is Nintendo, and that's a thing that I didn't really expect, because with Bayonetta, all of her clothes are made out of her own hair, and I'm not actually joking. There'll be a picture somewhere on screen of Bayonetta summoning a demon. Also, there will be some not safe for work stuff. I don't know, images or gameplay stuff in this video. So yeah, and you don't really see that with Nintendo helping out a developer such as that, because Nintendo, they've got characters like Donkey Kong, Mario, Link, Samus, characters that are friendly and do all these stuff. But then you've got Bayonetta, a character whose clothes are her hair, but even though in Smash Brothers she is more censored in when she does her final smash than in Bayonetta 1 or Bayonetta 2, because it's Nintendo and they've got to keep their censorship for children or something, I don't know. But yeah, and I think the hair thing, making clothes, that's somewhat interesting, because that's one of her powers, because she's an unborn witch, and that's kind of interesting, because you don't really think of people doing that sort of thing, and I think it's kind of for the game it sort of works, because it's their powers, and powers that can be completely different to another group of people's powers, whether it's throwing fireballs or flying or whatever. So it's somewhat interesting to see something like that. So yeah, so for my final verdict of the game, I feel like it's a good, cool, interesting game. It's a lot of the gameplay is quite interesting. I do like the whole combo sort of thing, and also you can transform into different animals. You can turn into a bird, a snake, a wolf, and you basically just do all these cool things with these. And it's mainly for flying and running about quickly. And I feel like this game is really cool. And also, I just want there to be I just want the third one to come out, just so I can play that and see how the third game is, how it acts to the other games in the series. So yeah, that's been my review for Bayonetta 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.